What's happening, folks? It's your man, Pastor the Game Changer Jackson here. We are back with another episode of He Said, She Said, the Battle of the Sexes conversation. We got a great conversation for you that is coming up. Just had MLK Day, some great things that happened, the march, the breakfast, some great things that happened all across the country of celebrating MLK. And we had a fantastic time, a wonderful time. Hope all of you had the opportunity to take some time to celebrate a great legend that have paved the way in our community for many of us. I know it was a day off for some of y'all, but hopefully it was a day on for some of us that took advantage of celebrating the freedoms and liberties that came with that. Also coming up, man, this weekend we'll be going to the Black College Expo. That's right, the Black College Expo is this Saturday. We're taking a bunch of kids down there, a bunch of youth down there to experience that. Also, they're going to be having the battle of the bands as well. So we're excited about that. The youth have never experienced a Black experience like that before. So we're excited that they will be able to go down there and have some fun, enjoy themselves. And of course, we're promoting them being able to go to BCU. And so hopefully that experience sparks their interest. And then, of course, they're giving out on the spot applications where they're accepting kids on the spot that are 12th graders that are wanting to go to those schools. All they have to do is bring their transcripts. So kids will bring their transcripts, picking some of the schools that they like. They have the admission team on site that are accepting them to go to the school, and they're going to have a lot of fun. So we're definitely excited about that. And then the following Saturday, we will have we'll be with Community Interventions, where we'll be with the Black Healing Summit that they'll be having. So we're excited about that as well. That's going to be next Saturday, and I'll be putting out some more details that'll be coming with that. But again, we have a great conversation that we are going to have with a great panel, and hopefully go have some fun, get educated, and get a couple laughs. We'll be right back. What's happening, good people? What's happening, man? We are back, and we are about to have a great conversation with you all on tonight. We're gonna go ahead and introduce all of the great people that are here. We're gonna kick it off with my girl Jen. Go ahead and introduce yourself. You muted, Jen.
Pulling one of them old folks moves.
There you go. There you go. Quit being old. Quit being old.
Don't be judging me. I am Jan, persevering Jan, or Boo, whatever you want to call me. So I am co-founder of this group called Persevere with Purpose. It is basically a biblical group for females, for women who want to draw closer to the Lord. And yes.
Awesome. Go ahead, Ms. Grant.
Hello, everyone. I'm Waikisha Grant, and I also have a Facebook platform called Nashville Black Girls Tribe, where we come together and celebrate one another and love on each other, especially during these hard times. But most of all, it's where women come to find their tribe of people, whoever they connect with.
Brother Graves.
Greetings. My name is Fitzgerald Graves. Uh, Recent graduate, all around advocate. Grateful to be here.
Monty.
Name is Monty Wilson. I am a photographer and independent filmmaker right here in Bakersfield, California.
And last but not least, Keish.
Hi everyone, I'm Lakeisha Babels and I am located in Michigan and I'm a therapist. Nice to meet you all.
Awesome. Now, first and foremost, a lot of things that have happened here recently that was kind of added to the conversation on today. But the plane crash that recently happened, definitely want to keep prayers out for the families of those victims of that plane crash. I know a lot of propaganda and things like that have happened since people are trying to make it political, but definitely the realness is that families are affected by this, and we want to keep those families in prayer. Y'all thoughts on that?
I heard about it. I think it was about 11 last night. I have no recollection, basically, as far as what could have caused it, but they did say that it was a Black Hawk that ran into a private jet. So, I mean, it's ongoing right now. So, basically, like you said, my thoughts and prayer goes out to the families.
Exactly, Jen. I agree with you. What's funny is me and my husband was up at like 2, 3 in the morning last night, which is very odd for us. And it came through. Someone posted it in the group, and I was like, "Wow, a plane crash!" So I turned it on CNN, and I was honestly shocked. I was just like, what's the odds? I mean, of course, my mind always go like spider, like all over the place when stuff like that happens because I just don't understand how. But definitely sending prayers to the families because even though I may think whatever, I still think it's a sad, very sad situation.
Right.
Right, and some of the facts or some of the early stuff that they're putting out, that I guess they record everything in these type of situations. So one of the things they did play the recording where the helicopter pilot was supposed to wait for the plane, and they have a situation where they give you the helicopter pilot a visual ability to take a visual, right? So once the plane pass you by, you see it pass you by, then you can go. Similar to what if we were waiting for a car to make a left turn in front of us, we wait for that car. You know what I mean? Like So it was a similar thing, and supposedly, not supposedly, you could hear him, accept that responsibility to wait, and for some reason he didn't. So I don't know if they ever figure out why this person actually never, waited. But from what I'm hearing, that's what I heard some of the audio, and that's what it was, that he was supposed to wait.
Anybody else thought?
I was just going to say I find it concerning that they're trying to levy like DEI as a cause. Like, are they saying the traffic controllers melanated, African American, Black? Or is that what they're saying, or are they saying that because they may have a different name, different look, different background, that they only got in because of said stipulations? That's shameful. And then he wrote an executive order to get woke people out of it. To me, that word woke, they violated in such a way to where now it feels like it's almost like a slur.
Yeah, it's definitely a slur. It doesn't mean it's not the first meaning, but what we really meant it to be is not even existing anymore. So, we know what it means. They turned it into a slur. You might as well be just saying those black people or
Mhm.
worse. I mean, that's really what they turned it into. And
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody, I kind of stopped paying attention to a lot of the stuff. I just recently started, getting back into it a little bit. But has anybody ever just called them out or just like, wait a minute, like, what are you talking about? Like, stop, pause. That's not what the word even means. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. He definitely was on CNN answering a lot of like the press questions, and I just couldn't even watch it anymore because it was just he's just so disturbing to me. Like just his answers and the way he answers questions and just pushes things off like it's just really belittling to our community, and it just right now it just feels like such a tough time to really like I just really can't believe that we're really reliving all of this that our ancestors fought so hard to get out of. It's like a revolving cycle. It feels like a slap in the face, truly.
Right.
If I could add a little bit more, one other thing I would like for us to really consider, propaganda is one of the ways they start to demonize groups. And once they demonize a group, it's easier to marginalize or minimize their importance or value. And then that's when the physical violence happens. So I'm more of alarm where I'm thinking like, this is just a practice. Like past 2 years, they've done the woke DEI. Now they're just going to move into what brother just said, those black people.
Mhm.
And if you'll remember, we're 60 years removed from where that was okay to do in public. They've only been covert. I mean, they've only had to be covert for 60 years. It was overt 60 years ago. That's not a long time.
Not a long time at all.
So we really have to do our due diligence. And I would say get in the mindset of a warrior, meaning you're warring for everything that's around you, self-sustainability, and those things are a challenge because resources are limited in our community already. But we really got to start thinking sincerely about what the future means during his presidency and then afterwards, because it's not so much that he's going to do something, it's the people that he has listening to them when they're violating constitutional law. There's 3 branches of the government: executive, legislative, and judicial. He literally took the power of Congress by freezing certain balances, certain funding that's already been allocated by Congress. So now he's not only violating the process, but he's literally breaking the constitutional law by taking the power away from Congress. The power of the purse belongs to Congress. So I digress.
It's real interesting to see like everything that's been unfolding during this entire process. And I think most people don't realize, and I think even Fitzgerald made a great point of the time frame of everything that has happened and not understanding the gravity. I think everything is moving so fast and we're getting so advanced that we're going backwards at the same time. We're advancing in technology and we're advancing in our knowledge and we're advancing in our educational fields. As we have stated many times before, that now, especially Black women are they have, taken the educational level to a whole nother thing when it comes to even elevating us even as a Black people and throughout this nation. And so with all those advances and elevations and things of that sort, we're still not realizing, number one, the importance of voting and getting involved in the political spectrum of things. And we're kind of getting put back on that end because all these things that are happening is going to be political. They'll be able to take those things away, just like they're saying right now. Oh man, DEI was great. DEI is so important. And, all these companies jumped on board right after the George Floyd thing happened. Everybody was, because everybody was anti everything when Kaepernick did his thing. But when the George Floyd hit, then everybody got on board. The football teams, all these companies, everybody got on board with this whole DEI process. And then now Trump gets into office and now he has the power and the ability to just literally start snatching these things away. And I just seen just a couple of hours ago that he's offering severance packages for all of those workers. And yeah, it's crazy right now.
What that should tell you, sorry, did I?
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to step on it. Okay. So what that should tell you, that severance pack is really them signing away their employment.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now,
They won't be able to sue.
he doesn't have that authority to do away with them completely. So I'm telling you, he's allowing them to walk away. If you sign with the severance, you can't sue us. You can't any of these things. And if they walk away from those positions, he doesn't have to fill them.
He's a
they realize that
businessman.
there's some litigation there.
Major litigation. He's a businessman. He understands that part. Go ahead, Keisha.
I feel like I'm not real political. I've never been somebody who likes to vocalize too much. I sit back and I watch and I observe, because you're gonna have sometimes to agree to disagree. Not saying everything the man does is right, or not saying everything is wrong, because even if it was a Democrat in the House, it could probably be the same type of things. I think when they throw the DEI out there, it's like, ooh, now we can catch the eye of all those who feel a particular way about the situation. So we got something to distract you. If we can distract you with this, what else can we distract you with? Okay, we can distract you by talking about this money. Okay, we can distract you about talking about anything over 40 hours, any federal employees. We won't tax that. So if we can catch their eye with stuff that we know the flesh is more likely to be all in tune, then we're missing all the stuff that's happened underneath. Racism has not been anything that hasn't been apparent in years. Now it's just blatantly in your face, and it's like, what you're going to do about it. If Black people chose to unite and come together, I feel like we have more power than what we execute, no matter how much power someone else say they have, without me saying too much. But we tend to compete. We have to come together at some point. So a lot of people within those communities that will be the most affected by cutting off the Medicaid, cutting off of this and that, that's going to be your lower, areas where more our people are at. Okay, so instead of us trying to look if we book, why don't we figure out how can we set something to the side to say, hey, let us teach you. Let us find some ways to help you know how to go to an interview. Let us help take some people to job interviews because they don't have the transportation. We're still getting paid. We still have our jobs. What are we doing to make a difference? Okay, because when we step in and start making differences, now it's not so bad, because that's where they're expecting all the trouble to come from, is from us. So if you expecting the reaction to be negative, we can flip that and make that positive real easy. This person can't
dropping
afford
nuggets.
Right. I'm just saying.
Come on, keep dropping. Come on now.
I'm just saying.
Come on now.
It's almost like street sense. Do you got street knowledge, or are you only book focused? Okay, the book says this. Okay, we see how everything is glorified in the house and how all these other people can push. But baby, we can push too. We got a large population of people that can make some big shots if they want to, and a lot of us have a lot of money to make some noise too if we needed to. Nobody uses that voice for that. This platform right here isn't the only platform. What are we posting on Instagram? What are we posting on TikTok? What are we posting on Facebook? They running that too. They can come in and see all of this if they want to and shut it down just like this. Look how everybody reacted when TikTok got closed. Oh my God, TikTok's down. Oh, listen, we came up, some of us, I can't say all, no offense if you didn't. We came up in an era where there was no social media. You had to go outside. You had to go door to door. You had to use a regular phone to contact people. Okay, so what's stopping y'all from still doing that now on social media? Because you have easier access, instant gratification. Again, something that most people are more focused on. So I think sometimes you got to go back to your old ways, old traditions, and just make stuff shake and happen. It's not going to be the first time that we had to do it. It won't be the last. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm glad she brought all that up because that's what I was thinking. The same thing. A lot of times we bite the hook. You know what I mean? We go after that issue or that topic of the day, and it's like short-lived stuff. You know what I mean? Like some of these topics that I mean as Black people like really go after. Some of these topics last a day or two, maybe a week, at the most. The next thing you know, we on to something else. Next thing you know, some rapper says something or did something, and we boom on to that. You know what I mean? There's a very small percentage of us that are like people like Patrick or some of the other ladies in the group that mentioned that they have some sort of organization that's actually out there helping the youth and getting people in college and getting people with business grants and that sort of thing. That's a very small percentage of us. About 99% of us go bite the hook and sorry, I just ate some food. Bite the hook, the short gains, the short, like that feels good to get on that thread and say something slick. And you know, and under the shade room, something from the shade room posted. You know what I mean? You'll see the comments in there. You think everybody militant, everybody talking about what they would do. They more like Malcolm than MLK and all this type of stuff, and ain't busted a grape outside. So that's what I wish we would do. I wish we would stop biting the hook and going after, because they could. Here's the thing, like she just said, they can dangle little crumbs and stuff around us all day long to keep us occupied. And you keep us occupied for an hour turns into a day turns into a week turns into a year. Next thing you know, 2025 is gone and we ain't done nothing. Next thing you know, your whole life is gone and you ain't done nothing. And I've seen this countless times. We've seen this, so I'm right. I'm not wrong. We like I said, we need to figure out. Okay, now what are we going to do to fix this, and what are we going to do to move forward? That's what I would like to see us do this time.
I agree 100%. That was a conversation that me and someone was having the other day. He was just like, I'm sick of it. Like, I wish everybody would just shut up. And I was like, why? And he was like, because everybody is doing all this crying and there's nobody that's out there really doing the work. And I was like, wow. All we do is really complain. And then when you ask, you know, your black people to come together, whether it's black women or black men or whatever, the black community to come together, it just feels like we are in competition with one another. And like everybody talks about helping and everybody talks about making a change, but nobody is really taking a step forward like they did back in the day, like our ancestors used to march, or you know, not go for sitting on the back of the bus, like stand up and actually do something. But it feels like nobody is really doing anything. So why are we continuing to have this conversation if nobody is gonna step up and really make some real change? Like we might as well just be quiet and be mute.
let
It's
me let
really
me
how I
let me
feel.
help let me help your spirit, Miss Grant, a little bit, because there's a misconception that's majorly presented. Like y'all gotta ask y'all mamas and daddies and grandmas was they involved or was they on the sideline? Because we make it seem like everybody back in the day was
Right.
actually frontline people, and
Right.
they were not.
Oh, for
They were
sure.
not.
Yeah.
And so, but the movement, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to encourage us because sometimes we can get caught up in everybody not coming together when it's not an everybody thing. It is small clusters of people that actually make the movement. It was actually the young people that was the ones that was making the real movements in the marches and stuff. The old people was at work. The old people didn't even like when Dr. King was coming in town because they bosses and white folks was harder on them because you got this black brother riling all these people, white people up, and guess who he leave, he gone. And then all of a sudden, who's getting the back end of that? Them, when they go back to work or they going in and they scrubbing floors and stuff. So it's very important that I want y'all to stay encouraged, especially a person like that, like y'all that are doing. And you may not see the masses coming together, but to stay encouraged that it don't take a bunch of people. It take a few that are willing to push the mission and stay encouraged in that, because it's not everybody that made even that movement back then. So those few that's gonna rock with you, man, rock with them and say let's go, and don't wait for the masses, because the sometimes the masses be the one that kind of what happened with the Black Panther Party, right? You know, the infiltration, right? You get too many people and you accepting everybody in and somebody infiltrates. So it's not always even good to have everybody in the circle of everything that's going on. And so just wanted to put that out there, just staying encouraged and knowing that even back then, what worked was with even the smaller groups. So just rock with those that's going to push forward in whatever those missions are. You know, I say all the time, if you're doing something positive, man, thank you, because you don't have to. You don't have to. You and your household is your only responsibility. You willing to do something outside of yourself, outside of your household, is a blessing. Like, it's a blessing to the. I don't care if you go and pick up your neighbor's trash. Like, thank you. Like, it's you took your time out of your busy schedule to do something outside of yourself. So no matter how small it is, man, keep rocking. And that's why I'm glad y'all brought that up, of the distractions that don't allow these things that are happening to almost make people stop and do nothing and feel helpless when we're not a helpless people. We've been through way worse.
I think a big difference between now and back in the day, though, is social media now, right? So
Right.
you have so many people with a bad message, with a voice, than you had back in the day. Because if you could be in the back of in the pool hall, wherever, talking stuff, you wasn't on a bullhorn, talking to as many people as the MLK and his folks was. Where
Right.
now you can have somebody with a podcast with millions of followers and all these people in the comments and all that type of stuff, a lot of bad messages. I mean, really, we need to take the message back, because right now a rapper or some so-called, I ain't gonna throw no real names out there, but some so-called expert on this, that, and the other has, or comedian has the biggest, megaphone right now. And so that's a problem that's different than what it was back in the day. You got a lot of people that's talking mess, that's not saying the right stuff. They got just a bigger voice, or even 10 times bigger voice than the people that what we really need to hear and what we really need to do.
I'd like to offer some pushback.
Oh, go ahead.
On the comment earlier about us, just complaining or not doing anything, and and the message being taken back. Let us remember, okay, historically, when we've organized and we've galvanized, we created change. So much change that a whole government focused on stopping the growth, whether it's through drowning towns, whether it's through terrorism from nationalist organizations, whether it's minimizing access to education, information, and opportunity. There was literal language in law that was set against a specific group of people. And that looks like everybody here. We've navigated that for 60 plus years with successes and failures. And there's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be negative Nancy's. There's always going to be someone that takes away from the message. But like Brother Jackson said, that shouldn't deviate you from the plan. That shouldn't take away from you sticking to the mission. What that should do is either encourage you to revisit them, to bring them up to speed. And if you can't, sometimes you got to leave behind. And hopefully they'll catch on later on. But we should never feel like we're not doing anything, because if we weren't doing anything, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing with DEI. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing with other legislative actions or executive powers, because they see the writing on the wall. Black women, the largest population of growth when it comes to not only education and degrees, but judicial appointments. You understand what that means? It's only 94 lower courts in the nation. And you're talking about local magistrates and jurisdictions being placed with Black women. Now, I mean, to me, that's an impact, because they are quintessentially the home, the mother of us all. Most of us come up with our moms. They're the ones who are the nurturers. They're the ones who are, with my grandma, we say the first one there and the last one to leave you. So that to me seems like a movement. That to me seems like a cradle for change. The other thing is that you're right. There's some of us that are just talking and talking. But have you ever been in a room where you've had a conversation and you've been well versed in what it is you're discussing? You feel confident. You share it with like enthusiasm. You've been in that same room where you didn't know what was going on. and you wanted to add, and you felt like, oh, my point's menial, when that's not the case. It should be that you bring your point forward, and if you want to know more, you inquire, and then it should be shared. Sometimes we get in the culture of going, they don't know, I'm not investing in it, I ain't got time.
Mm-hmm.
That's happening a lot. There used to be people back in the day, they had all the time because that was the goal. That was the mission. We need to prep these soldiers, we need to prep these youth so that when they disperse and go into spaces, they're not just going to make the money. They're recruiting, they're infiltrating, they're teaching, they're leading, right? But that's why you see the music with the distraction.
But that's where the difference of those two things are going to have to happen, right? So if we're talking about growth and we're talking about, especially with DEI and stuff, this is where becoming the person that makes the change. If you have a heart to be able to help people that look like you to come up and be better, right? It takes you putting forth that effort. Because if you don't put forth that effort, then it's going to be kind of tough,
right,
for us to navigate what we need to navigate as a people, because you have people that are, you have some folks that are getting a position, and I think Bobby has stated it on here as well. Yeah, he said black folks who have it ain't always trying to share how to get it, and so you have people that end up in a position, and then they become the person that's blocking their own people from getting in there because they want to be the head honcho, like old boy on Django. They just want to be the one that's in charge of all the people that's under them. So they don't really want nobody to come up, and so you will have people that'll be in those positions that would do that, and then you will have those that are getting those positions that will actually seek and look and try to find those that they can bring in to try to help elevate. And when you have that type of mindset, it makes a total difference in how we move as a community.
Well, it could be that. Well, think about it this way: if a person who's doing this job and they're doing their due diligence, and they want to make sure that whoever comes behind them is going to do it, at the same standard or level, it could be a form of gatekeeping, but it could be a form of gatekeeping for the best outcome. I know it still may be a negative connotation, but sometimes we have to be good stewards of certain things and hand it off to a good steward. Otherwise, it could send us back. Now,
right.
That's just my opinion. But that
that's
doesn't
very
mean
important.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But no, that was my point. It's just that I feel that in some cases, gatekeeping is necessary. I wouldn't call it gatekeeping. I call it good stewarding is necessary, because some people may not view whatever the responsibility or the mission is with the same great importance. Some people, they minimize it.
Right, but
when that happens,
that's creating an excuse, right? So if you are a great gatekeeper, number one, the key of it, are you seeking? And when you are in a powerful position, you have to be the one that's seeking, trying to get.
Correct.
You're going to recruit. I don't care whatever the position is. You are actively yourself, like trying to make something happen, even if it's not coming to your into your building. You are going out and seeking, like, hey, I'm in this position. I need to make some things happen. I've had guys hit me up like, hey, man, I'm in this position. Shoot me people, man. Shoot me. I need, folks coming in trying to apply for these jobs. Like, they're actually seeking. So they'll reach out to me. Hey, man, you got some people that would love these type of positions, man. I'm trying to fill them in with some folks.
Right,
if you're not doing that, because they may not be coming to you, the right qualified folks that, like you said, might not be coming into your actual facility to apply for the job. But if you ain't doing that extra step, that means you ain't really got the heart to try to.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think I was clarifying between gatekeeping and good stewarding right there. So just so that we're not confused, I agree with you. Like we're saying, we're in agreement. If you have that position, you should be trying to find someone that can do the job to the standard that has been set, that has been successful. I'm just saying sometimes when people get rejected by the person in that position, they go and say, "Oh, this dude did that, this, and the other."
Oh, I
Well,
got
in
you.
reality,
Well,
they're
you
just trying to
wasn't
good steward.
qualified. You wasn't
Correct.
qualified.
Correct.
Yeah, you ain't.
Correct.
Yeah. It ain't for Pookie. You know, he can't. There's a job for Pookie, but he can't do all the
Pookie
jobs.
can't come to Pookie
Yeah,
can't come
Pookie
to
can't
the
get all the
front desk,
jobs.
man.
Now he
Trying to get in
can't
the
be hustle
boardroom.
man. Hustle man can't get all the jobs. Now you got to qualify for some of these things. Now we can get you something.
Let me see your certificate, boy.
Trying to be a
Yes,
heart
that's
surgeon,
exactly
man.
it.
You can't even cut a grape right. You know.
He didn't even get a grape. That's a tangerine.
Now, talking about some of the things that happened with Trump. Now, one of the things that have happened is that the Martin Luther King family speaks out after Trump orders the MLK assassination files to be declassified. Now, these files that have been talked about gravely over the years, you know, about what actually happened to MLK. And Trump is talking about saying that, hey, we're going to declassify these things and see exactly what happened. And of course, there's talks that the government was involved and things like that. So as much as on one side, like how Keisha was saying that we're disagreeing one thing, now this could be something that could open up some other areas that, as far as government involvement in lawsuits that can take place based off this being declassified. So what's your thoughts on that?
I wonder what his angle is. That's my first thought.
Exactly. Thank you, brother.
Because now, you know, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You know that. But
On this one, you should be.
No, I'm not. If you know me, you know I'm a conspiracy theory buster for most parts, because most time people just throw out some garbage and it don't work. But he could be, and I'm basing this on things that he has actually said. He could be doing that to try to tank the FBI and different things like that, because these are organizations that he's trying to dismantle and he don't like. You know what I mean? So let's say if it comes out and makes the FBI look horrible, then now he can use that to, you know, okay, now we're gonna dismantle. I'm gonna fire everybody, and we're gonna do that and put who he wants in place, or start a FD, a CI, or something, a whole different thing. Whatever it is, it's gonna benefit him. That's not. I don't believe that's a conspiracy theory. What I just said.
I agree that I agree he's trying to do exactly what you said, Monty, because I mean, for the most part, let it rest. You know, you're actually allowing the family to have to go through, relive this all over again, you know, and basically the daughter, she's not too happy with this. You know, you're opening up a can of worms, you know, and some things you just can't relive all over again. You know, with that being said, there's a lot that I feel like he, with the FBI, and I may be going off on this a little bit, because what he's done in the past, and Trump have some things that he's done with the Epstein case. So that's a whole nother story. So by trying to, you know, dismantle the FBI and do some things like that, he's basically trying to tear them apart, because his name is on that Epstein list. So I don't know if this have anything to do with trying to discredit the FBI with that. Like I said, I'm gonna do my research, because with the conspiracy theory thing, there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But I really feel like they should let this rest. Let it rest. Don't let this family go through, you know, what they have to relive all over again. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
What has the family actually said? Because I've been wondering. I hadn't checked. What is that? They don't want to do it?
No, they don't want to do it. They
don't want to do it.
Yeah, they don't want
That's
to do it.
what I thought. When I first heard it, I was like, "Did the family want to do?" That's the first thing I thought.
Absolutely not. They're heartbreaking about it. They like, no, why bring this up now? Why should we have to go through this all over again? Especially you want to do this relist this to the whole world to see? You know what I'm saying? Different generations. That's gonna open up some stuff.
Y'all on the right track.
And here's another part.
It's unnecessary.
And here's another part too. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that make MLK look bad coming out of that thing.
Well, the womanizing, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another stuff that they wouldn't mind getting out of there. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that they're gonna pull up that's either made up or whatever that's gonna make him look bad.
Of course, that's their whole agenda, is to make Black people look bad. That's been
They want
whole
to turn
thing.
us against each other. They've been trying to do
Exactly.
this for years. They just want to turn us against each other. But in all actuality, it's going to make us form together. Because, you know,
Exactly.
when things happen like this, we come together. You know what I'm saying? Their whole plan is to eradicate us, just like they trying to eradicate the immigrants. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to their whole plan is to live amongst each other by themselves, you know. So this is their plan to turn us against each other, you know. And like you said, by opening this up, it's going to show some things about him, you know. It's going to make us look like, okay, you know, why have we been celebrating this man all this time when he's done this, you know? So
Yeah, OG Bobby Johnson said that is he said he's going after everyone who brought him down. Like Monty said, the FBI, all the government agencies, he's going after them. And then just like what Jen said, he said the FBI also has info, the files about MLK allegedly being a womanizer.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
Trump is trying to, you
well
know,
known.
discredit
That's been in
him
every
as well.
movie. That's been in movies.
Yeah.
That's been in
right. They know that.
We all know this.
Yeah, we
stuff.
already know that. Yeah, we
So
already
it's
know
like
that
it's
part.
like
So
another thing too. I feel like the family
he was getting it in
knows all the stuff that's been in
after
the
the march.
streets. The family knows all the stuff that's been in the streets, and then some.
It's a long day.
Yeah, they know that, but at the end of the day, he may have been a
After this long
womanizer,
march,
and
I
that's his
gotta-
business.
Hey, look here,
But it don't discredit
you
what
don't
he's
stop,
done,
brother.
you
You
know,
don't stop
for his community.
I'm sorry,
No, it
sister.
doesn't.
Go ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, so I
I've been over the mountaintop.
I believe the family
Look.
knows what happened to him, anyways.
Monty, you gonna have to say something to Brother Jazz. He
won't
taking
stop.
MLK on the trip. We ain't even at that
I've
level.
been deep in the valley.
You got to stop him, Brother Monty. You got to say, "Halt, young brother!" right now, right now. Put your
Man, it
brakes
ain't
on.
that dude that we
Fred
already
Flintstone
know.
style. Because
And that's what I'm saying. It's not. Yeah, who cares?
It ain't
We
that
don't
dude
care.
that we already
didn't
don't know.
care.
We
cared,
don't care.
Facts.
Yeah, we don't care,
and-
man. The man was getting a little. Corella didn't care. We don't care.
Well, I mean, he was in danger of dying daily. So that kind of
Yeah,
he
was living on the
I
edge.
digress.
Get that man. Yeah, he on the road. Get that man. Listen,
Because how old
give
was
him
he
a
when he
break.
was assassinated? 40 what?
No,
He was in his 30s.
Oh, he was 30s?
Yeah, he was a young man.
He was like
I thought he
32.
was like 42 or 3 or something.
He had a. Then when they opened up his heart, though, they said his heart was like he was like almost 60 years old. His heart was like 60. That's that stress.
That stress was aging him.
And that's what I was saying. That don't take away, like, he may have been a womanizer, but it don't, you know what I mean? It don't take away like what he's done for his community or what he tried to do. Let's focus on the good things. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
And that's why women is gonna still continue to, you know, support him. And I hope that, you know, whatever comes out,
he was 39
you know,
when he
that
died.
it just, you know, that it just don't discredit what he's done. Because we could say some things about Malcolm X. We could go back in history and say a lot about the men back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody.
I mean, really, yeah.
That's,
man, we got Trump on video talking about grab him by the. Come on, man.
Exactly. And
like, come on, we can't.
Like,
he's an ex-felon. That's the president. Not
that's
like
what I'm saying.
There is nothing that this man can say.
So can I offer y'all my theory why this is all happening like that? Because if y'all remember, just a few days ago, we watched this man do this on a national stage, not once, but twice. Now I want you to understand, there are Zionists and Israelis and white supremacy groups and cohorts that seen that. And we talk about these dog whistles, okay? You got to understand how powerful that message is, but you also got to understand on the other end how negative it's viewed by a large Jewish population. So how do you take that sting out the air? You do something shocking, you do something earth-bending, and guess what? Releasing those classified files. Are we gonna find out about the doctor who suffocated him after the fact, or was that JFK? Because see, those two stories are so similar, right?
They're so similar, man.
I've heard that before. They said he didn't die in the car, but they killed him later, and then had to switch his brains out for JFK. Well, Martin Luther King was in the hospital, and a similar situation. Racist police officer comes in, kicks everybody out, suffocating. I mean, you think about these details.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna play out. Even Bobby stated they're going to make it seem like the government paid MLK, like he was on their payroll.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw somebody claim that they already. And see, that's why you got to watch out for these.
Yeah, man.
These TikTok channels and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
I
be
saw
putting out
somebody that act
false
like they
information
already
and stuff.
they already released it, and it already said that. And they ain't even released the thing yet, correct?
No, not yet.
No, they
That's
ain't
what I'm
released it yet.
saying.
Released yet.
Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theory buster. Like, don't even
Yeah,
even
some
send me
people-
that. Somebody
some
sent me
people-
that. I was like,
They
Mm.
trying to do anything strange for a little piece of change. You gotta watch
right.
it.
You know what? We have to develop our own timeline, because this is what we forget, right? There was this time when we were self-sufficient in our own communities, where our money stayed in the community several times before it went out. We were the laborers, we were the makers, we were the producers, we were the growers. We were the central hub for mostly everything in this country. Now they'll denounce that and say, la la la. We was even raising kids. They're kids too. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you have to
Until
think about the end of that. What
Until what?
happened, right? Once that whole fallout happened, how did those individuals go from being self-sustaining to then being almost decimated, to then having to rely on the same government that was persecuting them to save them?
So
well,
go ahead, Waukesha.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was what? Go ahead or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, to your point, Mr. Graves, when you said how did they go from keeping our money in the black community and us being at the top, they made deals with the white people. They gave in, they caved in, and they gave in and made deals. That's the truth. And anything that I say out of my mouth, always do your own research as well. Anything that
Are
I
you
say,
preaching against
let-
integration,
research
ma'am?
yourself.
Let me help you with a little bit of the history though. So
You can give me
remember,
the history. Yes, I know the history as well. I was just saying to that point, like they made deals.
the point of why they made deals though. So because a lot of it is a cause and effect, right? So when you start seeing the cause and effect piece of when they're burning down your stuff, when they're taking your stuff, like that's a cause and effect. So it's not like they were wanting to be sellouts. They were forced to make these hard decisions for survival mode. And so that became a trickle effect of why people, and like we look at how people do in banking and stuff now, like people don't realize that banking and trauma and saving, while we flaunt, a lot of this is people are passed down these type of traumas, man, and don't even realize that the financial literacy side that we don't have is gravely because of a lot of the issues that we had before. The thing that you thought that you was yours wasn't yours anymore. It could be taken from you. It could be burned from you. It could be dismantled, and then now you don't have. So then, what happens to our community? Now they want to flaunt. Now they want to wear everything. They want to purchase everything, because even you trying to save and put something away, they come in and take it. And so when you start to live in that type of cycle, and then now you start seeing the outcome, because obviously those kids that are being brought up in that, they're seeing it. They're seeing what's going on. And so now they're like, oh man, shoot, nah, they ain't about to take everything I got. I'm gonna at least enjoy it while I got it. And then now you got that whole group that's selling off. Then now the next group that's supposed to be passing down when granddaddy and them die, now they selling the stuff. They selling everything off. Everything
Running away to save their life.
Yeah, I mean it's even stuff that was taken before. Like a lot of this stuff is coming to the forefront now, and I think Graves that brought it up a little bit earlier about like how they pretty much drowned out cities, and it was more than
And
just
not small ones, Brother
black,
Jackson's.
very
Not
large,
small.
not just
You're
those,
talking about half Bakersfield size places. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Huge,
very
places.
large,
Right.
and then people owning land across the coast that they just took from them. And like all of these things are coming up in the history, because there's documentation that's tied to that. And we're learning more and more how much was took from us and how much was took from so many people that were silent. And a lot of them didn't have, affluent education to be able to go and do certain things. So as their grandchildren and great grandchildren are coming up. They're starting to be able to do research and be able to get that information because they didn't have, people just took it and they just thought they couldn't do nothing about it. Like, they just come in, we taking your land, or they'll try to do it on some backhand type tax stuff. So there's so much that comes to the war that's against us that I think Aretha has stated. She said he's starting a war against the Black community and dismantling the government. He is trying to put us back into slavery. Y'all feeling that? Do y'all think that's his plan?
I think the word slavery is a stretch, but
Yeah,
yeah, we're
not
not
slavery.
going.
That ain't happening
That's
no
a
more.
harsh. That's a leap. But they trying to do something to us, and
I would say the mindset,
I would say
slavery
yeah,
they're trying to
mindset.
yeah.
definitely get into the minds of people, but then that
Mm-hmm.
again shows you how strong is your mind and who's helping you to develop a mindset of strength, especially if it wasn't done before you, like you mentioned earlier, Patrick. The generations may not have had that, so they don't know anything about that. Like, for instance, the stigmas against mental health and things of that nature. Well, now it's very big and known for us to talk about mental health and discuss things and
Right.
get healings and stuff and do internal work. That wasn't something we did 60 years ago. But now that we're doing it, we have more people out there that's saying, oh, okay, that's what that look like. Let's put that out there to the world. Let's get more people involved with that. Even using something that small can make a big change. I can't remember the city in Michigan. I think it was Idlewild that was once owned by a population of all Black people, and they went through and set everything on fire because they knew we could carry our own, and we did. We had our own banks, on grocery stores, on everything. We did that on our own in our own little space. And they came through and was like, "Oh, we're gonna show out." That's actually taking place not with the whole city, but with a Black family over in Colorado who has a lot of stuff going on in the news. I think they got over 46 acres of land or some sort, and the people are killing their animals, poisoning their dogs and things of that nature. Now, this is people who know this, and this is coming from the other side, and they're not even helping them. They're not fighting for them. They're not doing anything because they don't want us to be there. They don't want them to do their version of a homestead and have so much room and power. If we speak too much, then we bring the fire to us. But if we shut up and stay silent and move how we need to move, guess what? We are forced to be reckoned with. But too many people want to be heard and not just lay back and lay low. Like, sometimes you don't have to make all that noise. I can't say everybody that does not look like us is not for us. I can't say that because I've seen from my own eyes and my own family a white man give property and land to my great grandfather for him to make way for his family to come in. And we literally had a whole street where all our people came in and was able to build houses who had no education, who had no jobs, no experience, and he gave them something to start, and that foundation is still there to this day. So I can't say you got some there. You got to stick together. You got to almost bond with them. Not saying link up with the enemy and y'all besties, but know that some are out here willing to try to say, hey, I know they're not going to let you do it, but they'll let me do it. But if we all go against each other and think it's an only us thing, that's where we misconstrued it, because we're all still united, whether we're the same color or race or not. We still have people that are not for the nonsense. But the more they see us fighting against each other, it makes it easier to kill off more and do things and abuse the situation versus just saying, hey, there's some people out here that's going to help protect us too. We can't be mad at everybody. But we have to be cautious and we have to be aware of our environments and our surroundings and know where you're not welcome, you're just not welcome. And that's okay. Move on.
You know what I wish that,
She
you know what
stated,
I wish there was? I wish there was a blueprint. I wish there was, because not everybody can or would like to go grab 40 acres in Colorado. You know what I mean? I personally wouldn't. Not everybody can be a photographer. Not everybody can be what do what Patrick do. I wish there was a blueprint so we could just look at a list to say, okay, you like to buy land, you can go buy land, you can go do this, da 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 da, and we was all, you know what I'm saying? It was some way to, because if there's no blueprint, everybody just kind of just don't really know what to do. They just know they got to be at work at 8 in the morning. That's all they know.
I agree 100%. That's what I was sitting over here thinking. Like, I just wish I was gonna ask her, Keisha, how she felt like in the times that we're in now, like what could we do as a community? I got what Patrick's saying, like when there's a few, just take that few and go. But what do we think is stopping like the community from sticking together, like in these times right now of uncertainty?
I
Because
think
it is so different from back in the day where, you know,
We're
it's
Bet-
not
just
using
different.
between
Keisha, I
work.
feel like we're not
what's so
using our platforms to our advantage. I feel like we minimize our own control and power by not
I think
executing
what
our rights and our power. And because we do so, like for instance, people intentionally get up to post things on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook because they get paid based on people who go and watch it at that particular time. With intent, and they do it, and they faithful, and they getting paid. If we use that same intent to wake up to post things that say, "Hey, who qualified in this? Who has this experience?" Like Monty said, if we had a blueprint for everybody, we could just go in and put people in those places. People tell you who they are just by their social media profile. You see who the bankers are, you see who the photographers are, you see who got money, you see who don't, you see who has a broader network. So many of us, we may not advertise it, work with a lot of celebrity people who got some status and can say, hey, well, we got this, let's do this over there. It's a matter of using your seat at that table to make the right moves. Life is a hustle, but if you're not willing to gamble a little bit, just a little bit, not a whole lot, then you're not gonna know. And sometimes we gambling with our own people and don't even know it. And as soon as they get up and they hit that lick, what we call it, they hit that lick, they out. They don't want to participate no more because they got
yeah,
enough. So you can't have nobody greedy. That's
yeah.
why when Mr. Fitzgerald said gatekeeping earlier, I laughed because I thought sometimes you gotta be the gatekeeper because you're gonna bring the wrong person to the table and they're gonna set you up and it's gonna catch you on the back end and you don't realize it. So hee ha ha, oh, you did this. You're right. I did not do this because I knew low key, little Johnny over here, he got a bad habit of stealing. You can't steal from us when we trying to build. So you got to have all eyes open and everything on the table when you're doing something and you know you're intentional about what you're doing. And our ancestors, for instance, the spirit of discernment. If you don't got the spirit of discernment, you really shouldn't be messing with a lot of people because you could be bringing the enemy to your table to set you up. That's how I feel.
Could I offer this in okay, so when we talk about we're not going to slavery, we talk about uh you know how uh things can't go back. Okay, so the town of
Altadena.
Altadena. Okay,
Yeah, the one that they burned down.
now so I want you to understand, right? That was a historic community, houses worth several millions of dollars,
Hmm.
large black population, and now that it's been destroyed, right? There was a slow roll at first, but I seen a little text earlier about how the current president is going to get was it North Carolina and this area, the areas in LA, all the resources and everything they need, right? I'll have to wait and see that. But when you talk about not going back or not being in slavery, if they take away everything from you of value, whether it be considered natural disaster, whether it be through incarceration, whether it be however the means is, right? They only if they worked in groups or worked in certain areas at a time, right? Because this is how they did it back in the day, right? They would hit certain areas, diminish it, wait, see what happens. If the plan worked, they would repeat it. So all I'm saying is I'm watching what's happening around the globe on a macro scale. And I'm watching what happened in Darfur. I'm watching what happens in Congo, Gaza, all of these places. Because see, one thing they have all in common is they people with melanated skin, except for Ukraine. So for me, I look at this big scale of how they practice, and then we have police officers from various states that go train with the IDF and then come back and police our streets. All of this thing is a bigger strategy than just our small communities, but we have to act locally but think globally, because I just see everything like a practice, like let me see if this works. Well, let's try this here, let's see what pushback we get. Now they got
Now, hold on.
one of the things that happened to George Floyd, that was nationwide pushback, right?
Hold on, real quick.
Oh.
So we're gonna get to some of these comments real quick.
Mr.
Keeler said the same thing happened in Chicago. They burned down an entire upper middle class neighborhood as a punishment because the residents would not sell their property. Now, these are, again, see, most people, we always talk about Tulsa, right? Like, as was the only thing that happened.
Rosewood.
And then Rosewood, right? And so then you have Keish just talk about an area that none of us probably even knew about, right? And that's all across the country. There was small pockets of cities that was developed and put in place, and it seemed like fire and bombs was their way and method of destroying the city and then not allowing it to be built back up. But that's how most of it is put in the, in that perspective. Now, I think Aretha made a comment to Keish. She said to speak to what Keish said, Jerry Springer just gave majority of everything to his mixed children over his white kids. I don't know if that was true or if that was propaganda. I saw the comment a long time ago when he passed away, but I'm not too sure. Does anybody know if that's a true statement or not, that he has some mixed kids? Yeah, I thought it was probably propaganda with people putting that out, but I haven't seen anything that was verified from that.
Patrick,
So to get back to it,
it wasn't. I know it probably hurt people to have lost stuff like during those fires, but why didn't people? I won't say why. It's interesting to me how when we lose something, how less likely we are to go back and rebuild. Is there a fear there that, we can't do it again, or is it we don't know what's going to happen? If we don't know, we don't know, but we can always still take a chance and say, hey, well, we did it once, we can do it again, and we can come back even harder. Most people just have not chose to go back to build on them lands. That space is still available, and actually for very cheap amounts, because it's just lots and grass. So you have to build somewhere, and I think people are scared to build that foundation due to the unknown and due to history showing you what somebody else is capable of. But at the same time, I feel like when you know better, you do better, and you just have to be strategic about it.
To build, are you talking about Tulsa?
Well, no, not just Tulsa, just anywhere. Like right now, for instance, in California, what did I see on the news yesterday? They were trying to get permits and stuff for people to go back just to see their debris and go through their things to figure out what they're going to do with it. They weren't allowing these people to go back on on property that they paid for, but I guess not their land, because they needed a permit to get to, even if it's debris, they had to go through all this extra work.
Well, I mean, back when it was Tulsa, obviously, I would imagine, I wasn't there, that those people were scared and they got the heck up on out of there.
They murdered.
And the people who did want to stay, I'm assuming that they made it hell on wheels to try to build that back up. So that would explain that. That would have been kind of tough. I could see a lot of people just saying, I'm getting as far away from here as I can. And the people who tried to stay just wasn't allowed. But as far as what they're doing now, yeah, there is a thing where they're trying to make this, because a lot of these homes were built in an era where that rubble is now what they're considered toxic waste. So they're saying that they're allowing it to be safe for them to go back. That's what that is. But I don't, like I say, I don't subscribe. I don't necessarily say that this was a weapon against them to burn that neighborhood down, because you got to also say some billionaire homes got burned down too. Some white billionaire homes. So they got devastated even worse than Altadena did. So did they set them on fire too? Like, what are you saying?
Well, just to give a little bit of context for the Tulsa, it actually got burned down twice. Most people don't know that. They actually went and rebuilt it, and then they attacked them again. And then that's when the insurance and stuff start acting funny, because that's the other part that California is dealing with right now too, right? Is that the insurance companies that you pay all this money into, they wasn't trying to pay out. They were delaying payments out. So you know how that is, right? If you take longer and longer to be able to give somebody the money to be able to rebuild, now you didn't have to start somewhere else. You didn't, and then all of a sudden you almost forcing those people
to
to
leave.
leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're prolonging the payment. Oh, we got to investigate. We got to make sure that it. Come on, man. Like,
But you got
like
to.
you.
But here's another important, very very important nugget though. You got to understand about if I was in any of these places talking about rebuilding, you could rebuild and it can burn down again the next year.
Mhm.
It
Right.
could be another fire because you were in a fire hazardous area. So if you're going to get this money, why wouldn't you say, well, let me go to a safer
Go
area that's
somewhere
not
else.
going to burn?
Hmm.
Right. Because
Right.
one of my homeboys went to go look at houses or whatever, and he was like in the Hollywood Hills or whatever, and it was like a $3 million home. Just the insurance on the fire insurance was over $100,000 a year for the fire insurance. Do the math on that.
Yeah, it ain't worth that.
Yeah.
That's like
Ain't getting no
yeah,
house over there.
it was like
Ain't no
he
house
said it was
that
like
important.
$8,500 a month or something like that just for your fire insurance. So if you have, so you put it just I'm bringing that up to say if you live in an area like that, you know that you're in a fire
In a
hazardous
fire zone.
zone.
Cause you
Okay,
paying for it.
so right, you're paying for it. So if you got all your money, even if you did get all your money back from the insurance, what are the odds of you or anyone in this group of building the house in the same area if you have a chance to move somewhere else?
Well,
That
what I
makes
was
sense.
coming to, oh, go ahead. What I was coming to back to Sister Lakeisha about going back, building on the foundations out of fear, right? So, and back when those days, you remember they were sundown towns.
Right.
If they ran you out, they would build a new area, a new town, it become a sundown town. That's how they kept you out. And if you know about the history of sundown town, what that sign say? Don't let the sun set on your N-word. So,
There we go.
I mean, if you'd already
Yeah.
witnessed murder, killing from a whole group of
Right.
people, you're not gonna go back and put your. I mean, self-preservation gonna tell you, man. Hey, look, I know Lily Neum and Pookie and them crazy. They ain't that crazy, you
Yeah.
know. It's only so many guns you can get because they're a larger population. So,
Yeah. You're fighting against the government. See, you wasn't fighting against your neighbor. You was fighting against the government.
Right.
and that's what we forget. National Guard comes in, they can surround a whole city, checkpoints every 4 mile radius or 2 mile radius, looking for specific groups in each city that they want to do that in, and then they can enforce whatever they want. This is what happened in Nazi Germany.
Right.
They started with the rhetoric, demonizing, then the violence, then legislature, then more violence.
And they started with one group, then they went on to another group, then they
Next
went on
group,
to another group. That's
very
why we need to
important,
be
very
that's why
important
we need
point,
to
Brother
be a
Ron,
little careful where, I see some people clapping and doing different stuff.
about the immigration. Right.
Right.
That's a
Don't clap
slippery
too
slope,
much.
y'all. Because I
Your
know,
Because
black behind will be
yeah,
next.
look,
right.
but what we also are forgetting is Haitian immigrants, Nigerian,
Yeah.
Now that's
Burkina
it's an
Faso,
interesting
all of these people.
it's an interesting
Haiti.
conversation to have though. Like the whole immigration conversation is extremely interesting to have as a legal process as a nation, right? Like it's almost, and I said this at BC before, talking to a group, and it was like, man, how do you? What is the fix for immigration, right? What is the fix for that? Like, there's a process to become an American citizen, and so it's very difficult to have that conversation when you're talking about you're splitting up families, you're doing all these other things, and it's like, well, we can't do that anywhere else. Like, we just can't show up to Russia and be like, I'm a Russian, or I can't just show up to Nigeria and say I'm a Nigerian. I just can't show up to a different country and just become a citizen. So how do although it's a very sensitive topic, I think the way that they're doing it is totally wrong. Like, you just can't gather up a bunch of Hispanic people and try to filter them out and figure out, is you here citizen? That's profiling. We wouldn't you just can't pick up a bunch of black dudes on the corner and try to figure out if they got drugs on them, right? Like,
You hate
if you catch them, you catch them. If you don't, you don't try to, if you pull them over for a traffic stop, something like that, or if someone has identified them doing a crime, then that's different. But just to be rallying up just random people, man, I just think it's just inhumane.
Yeah.
It's a start.
Yep, I agree.
Right.
100%.
It's a
Then
start,
you
and
move
we
the
should be
then you
cautious.
move the goalposts, and then you start going after more people. Then you move the goalposts, and start. Next thing you know, you under the radar.
And
Yep.
can
That's
I
why you
point
got to
out
be
this
careful.
similarity? You remember how they
Go ahead, because
talked
we're about to
about?
switch the topic real quick.
Wait, 2 seconds. How Hitler wasn't really the blonde-eyed, blue-haired individual that he was, trying to say we're the Aryan nation, and then you have Donald Trump, whose father, I mean, was an immigrant. His wife is an immigrant who has a son by him, and then he's talking about anchor babies, like, and that's just derogatory. I don't mean that as I'm just saying that's the term. And so I'm just saying all these things are just like mirrors. It feels like we're almost in this loop where
Yeah.
what happened then is now happening here, and it's giving us another opportunity to say we're not going to let it happen again. But it's like we're missing it. Like if we don't want to repeat it again, the Hitler thing, because you can go back another 60 years, and there was another person who was in what was it? The Belgium guy. He was vicious, cutting off hands. I mean, and go back another 60 years, you'll find. I'm just saying, I just feel like we're at this pinnacle moment. There's something that has to be done. Otherwise, we're going to go right back into the reset.
I think
Back
most
into
people
the
in society,
and then I digress. I'm sorry.
as we transition to this next topic, is that good and evil gonna always be present. We ain't gonna never get to a time where it's gonna be perfect, and we have to understand, and we have to educate ourselves, educate our children and the next generation, that they have to be involved to understand that there's a fight against good and evil. What you think is moral and what is humane, you have to be involved in that process, because it is very important to know that it ain't. Coretta Scott King has said it best. If we're talking about the King family, this was, I think, in the '90s. She had made a statement that I loved, and I always remembered it. She said, "Every generation has to fight." Like, what Dr. King had did, in the '60s and stuff. She's looking at it. She's saying this in the '90s. She made this quote in the '90s. Like, she realizing that there is no end to this. Every generation has to fight, because there's going to be a fight against good and evil on every turn. Now, next topic that we're going to talk about. Now, it was a big girl that tried to get a Uber, tried to get a lift. Now, I don't know if y'all saw the story or not. Big girl, give them the story, Jen. What happened? Just give them the scoop.
Okay, so there was this woman. I guess she's supposed to be a rapper. I'm not sure. I never heard of her either. But she called to order a lift or whatever, and the guy specifically denied her. He told her no, that you're too big to get into my car. And she basically asked him, how do you know? Because I haven't even got in your car. And he told her, there's a weight limit for you to get inside of this Uber, because you're going to make my tires flat. So basically she was outraged. So she hired a lawyer. So now the lawyer has took on her case to basically, sue the Lyft company. And I'm just trying to understand, what do you guys views on this? Because I have a lot to say, and I'm just like, wow.
Okay.
It's a
Just go. Yeah. Go ahead.
it's slippery. It's a slippery slope, because on one end you got, you know, it's like, you want, I'm a Libra, so I see both sides all the time, and it's just like, I feel her. I feel sis. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got in your car yet. How you just gonna discriminate and say I'm too big? But I seen with my own eyes, and I don't know if I would have been straight up and said it like he did. I probably would have let her get in, flatten the tires first before I said like, you're too big to get in my car. I think that's
Right.
kind of where he
Yeah.
messed up at. It's kind of like
Right.
saying that she
Yeah.
would flatten his tires before she actually
Yeah.
did. I felt like that was wrong.
Dude was not
I
bright
agree.
enough. He was not smart enough to see what The Rock was cooking. He didn't see she's videotaping, and she kept saying the same thing over and over to try to get him to
Mm-hmm.
say the same thing over and over. So she was trying to get really good footage. She was basically setting him up for a lawsuit. So if it had been me, I would have got there and I wouldn't have told her that in the first place. Even if I knew she couldn't get in my car, I would have said, okay, go ahead and get in. If she would have tried to get in, and if she couldn't, then I would have said, okay, well, sorry, you need to, because he kept saying you need to get an XL size vehicle. That is,
Yes.
you can order an SUV, you can order a nice car, you can order a Cadillac Escalade or whatever if you want to pay extra money.
Suburban.
Right. That's what he should have done. But he didn't realize that he was being set up. And so he just kept falling for it. He bit the hook, like I said earlier, and he didn't handle that correctly. He should have told her, yeah, go ahead and get in. And if she would have, and if she couldn't have made it, then he said, see, I'm sorry, I got to go. I got some other rides to do, and da-da-da. And he could have been on his way. But she kind of set him up, and he bit the hook.
I feel like, how are you going to sue the company though? I mean, because the company has nothing to do with him. He's a driver. Yes, he works for the company per se, but the company has nothing to do with him denying her. So how do you sue Lyft? Yes, he works for the company, but at the same time, he's his own personal driver. He decided
he's an independent contractor. You're right.
He's an independent contractor. So how do you sue?
I mean, but a lawyer is
I was gonna say he's an independent contractor.
A lawyer is going to take this case just for the publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Exactly.
or not he knows he can win or not. So that's the point right there. So they're going to have some sort of embarrassment that they're going to be able to put on Lyft by, at the very least.
And then on top of that, I feel like he was discriminating too. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
the man wasn't. I mean, come on now. What they call it? He was a
white
YT
man.
man.
His tires are gonna pop.
Exactly. Like, how you just gonna discriminate against her before she get in? Like, let her get in the car and flatten your tires first. You don't know that.
Yes.
Because
Man, that's a lot of work to get your tires changed, man. It was at night.
I know that, but
it was at night, yo.
With my coins. I'm not letting you mess with my money. You get here.
It was at night.
I gotta wait on.
Have you ever seen tires pop?
No, the man said.
No, Monty, I have never seen tires pop.
Okay, so ain't never in the history of the world somebody seen somebody pop some tires.
Listen, see, you ain't seen no hood cars, man. Listen, I didn't see them. I didn't see when the rim was hitting the floor. Listen, it was rubbing the rim, the tire, with people in the car. It was too many people in the back. You know how you pile up a bunch of people, man. See, I was brought up in the hood. See, you would have a whole bunch of people in the back, and then you would see the thing the whole back is just is on the floor.
It might drag, but
it's
gonna drag.
But have you seen tires pop with one person in it?
Listen, that's a strain on the vehicle.
Because here's the thing, Patrick. Let's do the math.
That's a strain on the vehicle, man.
Let's do the math, Patrick.
It ain't about math. It's about one side.
Let's do the math.
He didn't let her get in, Patrick. He did not give her the opportunity to get in. That's right.
You saw danger. Why would you let danger happen?
Because that could have avoided a lawsuit. If he would have let her get in and pop the tire,
you see
how do
danger.
we know
He gave her a solution. He gave her a solution. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna hit this XL for you."
And that's why he gets sued.
He didn't hit it up for her.
Because
he had to call herself.
And what's gonna be the kickers if she win is really going.
Now, here's a very important caveat. Lyft. What is Lyft saying? See, Lyft isn't supporting their driver. Lyft is saying they unequivocally do not agree with any form of discrimination whatsoever. So with that statement right there, and that was they delivered that public statement. Yeah, he just might lose this case.
But are we saying? See, this is where it's a thin line for me, and I'm gonna just put it out there as honesty. When we say discrimination, right? And I don't like when we use these terms so loosely as being an advocate. Now we saying the man denied her based off of what is the discrimination that we're saying that he denied her on?
The way she looked.
No.
The way what did she look like?
Her appearance, like her being big.
No.
He
it was the
judged her.
safety. It was the safety.
But he
Yeah,
didn't
He
He
don't
have
was.
know that.
any.
You cannot just prejudge someone and
Yeah.
How you
say
go? How you go?
that lady
How
was
will
gonna
you
flatten
know
his
that
tires.
though?
We don't know
So
that.
you
We
gotta
just don't know that.
put yourself in danger in order to know you in danger.
I mean, I'm
So
saying though, you cannot just
cause
Like
assume that somebody is
you
gonna
don't
bust your
prevent
tires
danger.
because they're big. You can't
no,
do that. I'm
But did you
should
sorry.
have
see the
been
size of the
able.
car? It was
I
a
did.
compact vehicle.
I
Come on
did.
now, the man wasn't. He wasn't being an a
It looked
hole
like
to
a
me.
Honda Accord or
He
something.
was
Come
being.
on, man, it's a Honda Accord.
It looked like
man, that car
Accord.
carried that sister anywhere she wanted to go, man.
Come on, man. She knows.
you can put
She was gonna have to lay.
Master, you
She was
got.
gonna have to lay
How
in the
much you
back,
think she
man.
weigh?
Come on, we
How
ain't.
much you think she weigh?
She
Guess.
almost
How much you
500
think she?
pounds, brother.
Yeah, she probably
Okay,
about a
I
good
thought I was gonna say
450. Woo!
550, 560, 550.
Yeah, she about 500 pounds.
She like a good
Yeah,
about
okay.
440.
So
I'm
how
gonna
much
give
can a
I'm gonna
car
give her
hold?
385.
So-
I'm gonna give her
No,
385.
So
it
I'm
said
gonna
that
tell
she was
y'all, it
four.
say
No, literally,
No,
it
she's
said she was
5 something.
four. She was 480 something. Is actually what they
Right.
put on the thing.
Oh, okay.
so
She
she
must have
would
been
have
really
been
short.
okay.
Yeah, she's short. She's short
Yeah,
and
she's
short.
short.
What you say, Lakeisha?
She's short.
Okay,
She
so
would have
let's say
been okay because she gonna win this case by default because it says the maximum load for your vehicle is 850 pounds in that car.
Come on.
So,
Come
Thank
on.
you.
so
It's
unless she
based
was,
on.
and I was thinking that just off of common sense, unless she
Pay
look
that
like she's
sister.
1,000 pounds, sir, you set
Exactly.
yourself up for this.
He
And that's
Hey, and
did.
So
that's
let me help
why
y'all out.
He
Let me
could
help
at
y'all out a little
that's
bit
why I
now.
was trying to
least
do
or
the math
something.
earlier. That's why
Let
I
me
was
help
trying to
y'all
do the
out a little
math
bit though.
earlier.
There
Okay.
is when you do weight, it is supposed to be it is supposed to be
even
spread
if
out
What you
throughout
gonna
the
she
say?
vehicle.
Well, she
It's
could have
supposed to be
sat in the
spread
back
out
in the middle.
throughout the vehicle,
she
right?
fit,
It's
baby,
supposed to be.
no.
Could have sit in the back, sit right in the middle, right in the
You
So
can't
if
middle.
she was
have.
400
That would have
pounds,
leveled
if she was
everything
400
out.
pounds, hey, you can't. This
You
is a
teetering, right? So if she about 5 and he about 2 something,
that's it. We going down. We gonna be moving slow.
It's gonna be
but
But we
you
drag.
gonna
Tell you
get
something.
there.
It's
Let
gonna
me tell y'all
drag.
something about cars.
but I'm about the information that you put up, right? So this is what's gonna be the caveat. See the back wheel axle. How much can the right side hold? Is
It's
going to be
all
important.
supported within the frame. They don't. You look at it.
Way
I
more
mean,
than
You
that.
breaking up.
It can
well,
hold
I
way
guess. I
more
mean,
than
I don't
that.
think the axle would. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
axle not
possible that the
breaking.
axle could give way, but
It ain't breaking.
No,
Y'all
that's
see,
it's
you don't
not.
Oh
want me to
man.
do the
He,
math because you
It's
know
not
I can hit
breaking.
you
It
when if I
says
do the math, it's
no.
gonna kill you off.
And if his
No,
car would break
she
down
gonna
over her
win.
it was
riding, he
damaged
can't
like
be on the
speed
road with that
control
car
or
anyway. That
something.
mean that
Right.
car is already a hoopty.
he must
A
It's
well
car
already
already
a
Wait a
can
look
minute.
and
at
a
the
hoopty.
car can hold way
They
more than
already
a
they
How many?
about to fire this man, so he might as well
A
already look
car
for
can
another
weigh
job because it's a wrap for him.
a car
Oh,
can
he
hold
fired
way
already?
more than 1,000
So he about
pounds.
to be.
Oh, facts.
I'm not saying that the car can't hold. Is the safety.
It's
A
the
car can
safety
safely
standards
hold
for.
1,000.
You keep
Okay,
saying
because you know
safety
what?
like
It's
she
the
gonna blow up in
safety.
the car, brother. Like she
It's the
wearing
Let me
a
tell you
bomb or
something.
something. Like it's
But
safe.
it's just
I'm
like,
with the
and even
sister.
with
I'm
Yeah,
us,
rocking with
got
her
a
now.
bomb
I'm
stuff.
rocking with her.
Hollering.
But I want her to be safe. You know what I mean? Can she
Y'all
put
don't want
on
me
the
to do the
seatbelt
math.
in the back seat? The compact
Oh,
vehicle.
no,
Now I'm telling you.
I'm going
Listen,
out.
But they should have charged her extra gas because I know, but you know, the more weight you have in your car, I mean, your gas run out
come on,
fast.
Jen.
So
Come on, Jen.
he should have just let her get in and just say, "Okay, I'm gonna charge you extra gas." That's it. That's it.
He
Come
can't.
on.
He can't do that though. He
You
can't do
know,
that.
he can't.
well, he'd be better off doing that than being
Then
without
get
a job
sued.
and get
Yeah.
Exactly.
sued. Yes.
Listen, can
Well,
I
That'd
can
be
I
li-
can I just lay out some facts here?
go
Just
ahead,
a
man.
couple of
Go ahead,
facts.
man. Go ahead, man.
Here's the
give
thing.
us some facts.
This woman walking around, right? Do y'all think that was the first car she's ever seen? Huh?
I mean, ain't
Do
no
you think
telling
she
what
That's
she was
just
what
got to that
buying
size
prior to
Hey,
that.
yesterday?
it could have been a
No,
setup,
no.
bro.
Do you think
I
that
think
she
it was
just got to that
premeditated.
car
The fact that she was
yesterday?
recording and ready to share some stuff.
Come on, Keish.
Cause how
Yes.
you
Let me
gonna
tell
pull
you
out
what
your
my
phone
point
knowing you it's
is.
about to be a problem?
Let me
Yes.
tell you what my
No. She
point
pulled
is.
it after the rejection.
That
Can
she's
I
got
tell you
in
what my
people
point
for.
is? Can
Go
I
ahead,
tell you what
Monty.
my point
Go
is?
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Monty.
Monty.
Go ahead,
Go
Monty.
ahead,
My
I
Monty.
bad.
guarantee
Go ahead.
I guarantee she didn't get to that weight just that day. Okay.
No.
She was 480 pounds all year long. And
Yeah.
I guarantee she done been in some cars all
Many
year
lifts.
long.
Come on,
Okay.
brother.
Lifts, her mama car, her daddy car, whoever car.
Well,
She been in cars that size before. So it's not
Oh,
like this is the
my
How you
first
know?
time ever
in the
we gonna
middle.
test this, and we don't
Because
know
he's a
what's gonna happen.
pro. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Hey,
so
listen,
y'all
No, and then you know
and
I'm
let
gonna
me
be
tell you
honest with y'all.
something else.
Go
Let me
ahead,
tell you
Keith.
something else. You was talking about the 1,000 pounds and all that. I used to weigh 270 pounds. I'm a national champion hammer thrower. Okay, we done been in cars where I'm the smallest dude in the car. Okay, so it's
Y'all been
like
in Honda?
1,200, huh?
Y'all was in a Honda
Yes,
Accord?
we've been in small cars, and everybody in the car weigh over 250 pounds.
You know them Hondas.
That
Some of the
means it was
dudes were,
proportioned. It was
some of the
proportioned
dudes.
throughout the vehicle.
Oh, this brother
Okay, but
Jackson
the
ain't letting me
car
go.
wasn't. The car. It was
He's
It
proportioned,
was
still
but the
claiming
proportioned.
car wasn't
safety and
about
It
to
was
danger.
tear up. Is
proportioned.
what I'm telling you.
But
And
that's
anybody asked
we
my
don't. The
question,
man
you think
said, "Hey, y'all gotta hear the video." I wish I could pull
that's
up the
the
video
woman
right
has
now.
been in
That's
other
what we
cars
need. We need
before.
to be able to put the video on the side or
I know.
something.
I gotta pull up the video, man. Y'all keep talking. The dude said my tires are tired. The man said. The man, he said, sorry, ma'am. My tires.
The woman
My
has been
tires
in
are
other
tired.
cars before.
My tires are tired. We
He
can
was
get
trying
you
to
an XL.
Hey,
Car XL, man. Car XL. My tires. I swear, my tires are just tired. And then he
Wait, okay.
said, I tried with people like you before. He said,
So he knew his
oh,
car.
he cold.
he
He
said
knew
he
his
tried
car,
before.
and he was trying to be as respectful as he could in his defense.
he was
And I
trying.
bet you there is amusement parks where she couldn't get on certain rides in the amusement park because of her weight. So depending on who her lawyer is and how they look at things, it's going to be some stuff where yes, there are weight restrictions, there are things, but you can't sue
Right.
somebody for not allowing you to get in their car. That is just ridiculous. It was another guy. She wasn't quite 850 pounds. I mean, or she wasn't big, but she got in his car and she wanted him to take her somewhere, and he told her he can like go to what do you call it? A certain part of a neighborhood in Chicago, and I guess he said I can't go to those parts. I'm sorry, and because he couldn't go to those parts, he told her when she got in the car, I can't take you. And girl got mad. She called the police. She wouldn't get out his car. Now, in his defense, can she sue him for not taking her fully? No, because he told you when you got in the car. They rode around for another 15, 20 minutes because she didn't want to get out of his car. Like, I think people forget it's their vehicle. They don't have to do anything. So if I say I'm not going to do it, you can take your attitude where you want to take it. It's my car. Get out. Like, I'm not. No,
Yeah.
if you're going to, my tires are tired. I can't let you get in. That's a nice way of saying, ma'am, you're too big for my car.
I understand
It
that.
ain't cars.
I get that it's their vehicle. I get that. But he also worked for a company who says that they don't discriminate against someone. So whether she did it on purpose or not, I'm just looking at the silver lining by saying he messed up when he said, in other words, you're too
My
big.
tires are
You're gonna
tired.
bust my tires before he knew that she was gonna bust his tires by being big. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
She
Everything else
also
I
said he
agree
was
with.
making faces
But
at her. She also said
exactly,
he was
like
making
no,
faces at her,
can't do it.
like when she. So she said
Ooh,
that's why
let
she
me
pulled
think.
out her
I'm
camera
telling you,
to start recording because he was already making faces.
As soon as
what he
he
should
pulled
have
up and
did,
seen her.
he shouldn't have stopped. That's what
Exactly. Cancel the ride.
he could have just
He
kept going.
just kept going.
Yep.
Well, I hope
Sorry,
If
wrong
he didn't have
person.
to pick her up, he
he
could
needs to use
cancel.
that money to get her a Jeep Wrangler or something so she can
I wouldn't have had no conversation with
Oh,
true.
a Jeep
Look,
Wrangler.
she
her. But I
needs to do
guarantee you,
something.
that's not the first car she's been in.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what she
Use
said.
that money to get you a Jeep Wrangler
Here
or
we
something.
go.
Here we go, people.
Here we go.
Let's see if we can pull it up. Let's see.
Click that play down there. Oh, I gotta take an exam.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car?
Deja Blandings recorded it all. Her Lyft driver pulling up only to turn her down.
I was too big, and his tires, something about his tires. I asked him, what do I have to do with your tires?
This happened January 18th. The 29-year-old Detroiter was headed to a Lions watch party, only she never got there.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What make you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The driver told her she needed to request an XL car.
I was embarrassed, and I felt some type of way about it, you know.
She's hired a lawyer and is suing Lyft.
Well, from a legal standpoint, it seems like obvious discrimination. The Elliott-Larsen Act, which is Michigan's Civil Rights Act, specifically protects people from weight discrimination. And the driver here turned down her ride because of her weight.
Deja says this experience has scarred her.
I haven't really left my house since that.
She hopes this lawsuit will change how people treat others of all sizes.
Didn't have to pay for extra for a Uber XL.
While Lyft does not comment on pending litigation, they did send us this statement saying, quote, Lyft unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination. We believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines and terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination. Reporting in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
Say less. Cha-ching.
Wait, did she say that situation have starved her, or was I hearing stuff?
No, that's what it said, Jen.
She got starved over that?
Scarred.
Oh,
No, she's scarred.
Oh, I thought
Not starved.
I'm gonna say, dang, so she's starving now? Because I know
She said starved. Y'all is a hot man. Y'all didn't turn this into something else.
Wow, that's crazy. Diabolical.
Hey, don't have her coming after us next.
Hey,
Man, okay, you see she got the attorney on speed dial now.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Listen.
Don't have her coming after us now. Come on, now.
Man.
Choose your battles.
I didn't say nothing. Don't say us. Don't say it.
Starved to starve.
Say us. I was respecting her with the utmost. I defer to Lyft.
It's always a way to handle things in a
Lyft
professional
already
manner.
decided.
Yeah, Lipton decided. They ain't on his side. They gonna be on the side of the people.
How much you need?
Yeah,
let's put this thing
They gonna try
behind
to
us
hurry
and
up and
move
get
on.
that over with.
Yeah, she ain't gonna have to. She gonna be able to pay for all her little rap videos and stuff now.
And I just hope she used this money to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself.
Get what right? Get what right?
Jackson, no baiting. No baiting. No baiting. No baiting. No baiting. Miss Jen, don't fall. Don't fall for it.
What if she
need to
got
get
a
right,
car?
Jen?
What, some people just live kind of because they don't want to drive.
What you need to get right, Jen? What you need to get right?
No.
I mean, she need to get it right, get it tight.
No.
Get it right, get it tight.
No.
I'm just saying, holla at your girl, Persevering Jen. I can work.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Let's go on the trail. Let's go.
You gonna put on some of that Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, I got her. I got some tea.
Come on
for
now.
you. I got the good herbs for you. I got the sea moss for you. I got the sour sop, the mullion. What's up? Holla at me, Persevering Jen. Check me out.
Exactly.
Now, Aretha said he forgot to read the agreement before he signed the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people do.
Akila said they need a sign that says we have the right to refuse service. By the way, taxis in Chicago often refuse service in some areas.
Yeah, but that's also been proven historically to be what? Discrimination and racism.
Discrimination. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And taxi companies were sued for that as well.
Exactly.
They're liable.
It's the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again. You
Now,
cannot
what about-
discriminate against
So
people.
y'all
Sorry.
don't understand. I don't think people understand that it is sometimes, you when you put extra weight on seats and stuff, you're rubbing in and you're getting in and out. Like, come on, man. Like that damages and stuff. Then your knees, when your knees is rubbing up against the back seat, like you create friction. Then all of a sudden you getting in and out, you trying to get in and out, you busting stuff open. That's a possibility.
That was his argument.
That
was his argument.
I'm just saying
that you're gonna tear my car up.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
But he didn't say that.
I get that.
In the car.
He didn't say that.
He did say that. He said his tires is tired. His tires is tired.
Listen,
he was wrong. I'm sorry.
He was wrong for referring to her weight in any way.
Exactly.
There's
That should not have
legislation
been.
that protects
He
that.
should have just declined the ride and kept it
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she
She
kept
took
asking
the
questions. He was
class.
trying to be
Kept
nice.
going. He shouldn't even stop.
He
No,
was
he
trying
could
to
have
be
kept
nice.
going and declined the ride.
Yeah, he should.
He didn't have to pick her up. He do have a right to decline it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he engaged her.
I
Exactly.
think he was trying to help her. He was trying to help her though.
Come on,
Him
bro.
trying to be a good guy.
No,
because he was giving her a suggestion to get the XL. He was like, "Hey,
she know about
Wow.
XL. She don't
maybe
want
she
to pay
didn't. He was trying to
$30.
educate her on the app. Maybe he was trying to educate her on the
She's
app.
been like Monty
He
said.
said
She's
on the
been in
app.
other cars. No,
She
That could have
told
been
him
her first
already. I
time
rode another
using a
Honda.
lift. Is everybody has a first
no,
time
but
to
she's
use
been in
a
other
car, a
cars.
lift.
That ain't her first car ride since she been that big.
And she
She's rode
specified
in a car
Hondas.
before, I'm sure.
No,
Huh?
in the interview, she specified, I've been in Hondas before.
Exactly.
That should be a wake up call for her though, because you can't go around
Nah.
just doing this to people. Ma'am, it's time to wake up. Come
Nobody
on,
else
man.
is gonna pick her up.
Get
In
your
the
body
Honda.
together. I mean,
This by
because not
Honda.
only are you putting people through this, but you putting yourself through it as well. That should let you know it's time to get something done, baby.
I'm sorry.
Come on,
Miss
man.
Lakeisha heard me.
Get yourself right.
It is what it is.
The weight
Nah.
situation.
But I
Somebody put
also saw her say that people are trying to put their standards on her. You know what I mean? Like basically saying like she needs to just stay in the house and not do nothing because she's big.
Whoa.
See, and that's you gotta agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that too.
Nuh-uh. She got to get out and get active.
Wow.
He
Yeah,
just
but I'm
keep
saying
on.
these people are,
He just,
No, I'm not even saying that. No, I'm cracking jokes and stuff, right? But I'm being dead serious, like for real, like her health is at stake. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about.
Heart is at stake.
Yeah, like we're talking about real. We're talking about real situations where we know that this is a real problem that can happen in our communities. Like health is a real. We're gonna talk about heart disease. We're gonna talk about high cholesterol
What
and
if
stuff.
she has elephantitis, Brother Jackson? What if she
Come
was
on, man.
diagnosed with
Quit playing,
elephantitis
brother. Quit playing,
5 years
brother.
ago, and she's been trying to find all types of treatments, and nothing has worked? What if she has a lymphatic disorder that creates slow metabolism? I mean, like there's 1,000 things. I mean, I'm gonna say that. Let's 10 things I could go through that could be a barrier or a challenge for her, and it's not just about working out. I mean, these things exist. So I would suggest that, even though we could give all of these, commentary remarks, the guy was wrong. The sister was right. She's gonna win. Liv already said it. So
what up? See, you done brought up all these crazy hypotheticals that ain't nobody got. but two people in the whole world. But you bringing up all this stuff. But we still got to speak to the fact that being healthy is a very important thing for us to be able to be around here for a long time.
I agree. I agree.
She was trying to get out. He wouldn't let her.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Well, she could have walked.
She walked to the car.
She was
Was
trying
going
to
to get in the car.
She could have walked
to the
But we don't
party.
say
She was
that
going to
when
be
skinny people
cheering.
get in Ubers all the time. They
Nah.
ride Ubers all the time. Why can't she? Don't discriminate against her.
What I'm saying,
Like
she's
she walked
trying
to
to do the same
the
thing
lift. She was
everybody
gonna
else
get
can do.
in.
Let her do her.
Everybody else ride lift. She should be able to too. That's not fair.
Now, listen. Let me help y'all out with something, okay?
She could have requested the right car too. She could have. She's been
right.
in that situation before. She could have just said, "Hold on, let me request something bigger because I know doggone well I'm gonna have to bend down, push up, bend down, squeeze in, do all of this."
She didn't mind.
But she already told you she been in one before.
That's fine.
She ain't had that kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Different.
She said she been in
tripping.
Hondas before.
Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping.
So we supposed to believe the driver and not the lady that's done took the several lifts. She been living in that body a long time, man.
Now listen, I take my
30
kids.
years old.
Now when I take my kids and we go play and we go to different things. Now they say that there's a certain weight limit that I can't go in certain things. That I realize that although I want to go in there and jump and play, guess what? I can't go in there and jump and play. Just because they can go in there and jump and play, that don't mean I can.
But there's no restriction like that on this list.
Exactly.
There's
Like, what are
different
we talking
stipulations.
about?
Those are two different. That's oranges and
They
orange.
think that
and
people gonna use
grapefruit.
common sense. They think you're gonna use common sense.
Excuse me.
What's the
all
weight
I'm saying, Brother
requirement?
Jackson, is, oh, go ahead. I'm
Keisha
sorry.
already read the weight requirements.
Right.
or
You
if
can
she
rent
said
it for the
something
whole
about the
vehicle.
car. But what is Lyft's weight requirement when it comes to people getting in vehicles?
That's the thing.
I think they should put on the app. Now,
Lyft
I think
said
they're going to do an update on the app. They're going to do an update on the app.
Look,
Where you got to put your weight.
No, they
You
not.
got to put your
No,
weight
you
in.
They can't inquire that kind of
what?
information, bro.
It should be whether or not you can fit in the vehicle or not.
How you going to determine that?
She
Who
could
determining
fit.
that? Who determining that?
Once you get,
because you order the car, you choose the car.
You let the he didn't let
She
her
know what she
try to
picked.
get
She
in.
picked compact.
That's where he's wrong.
That's
He didn't
real.
let her
She
try to
picked
get in.
compact, so
She was
she
going
could do
for the
this
cheap
for-
ride.
She went
knew
to cheap compact ride and couldn't.
Was
Come
that
on,
a
man.
compact or a regular?
That was a compact.
It was
a
No,
compact
no
Honda.
compact.
It was
No,
a
That was
compact
not
Honda.
a compact Honda. That was
Not
a
a
full
compact.
Accord.
I'm about to say it looked like a full Accord.
Wasn't
That's
a
a
Ford
But I
Accord.
full
just wanted to,
Accord.
you know,
It's not
see,
a
because I was
compact.
like, that's
Now,
And
you know
according
they
to
work.
her, he
Hey,
could fit in it.
now them Ford, they don't build Ford tough no more.
No, them
Nah, they
fix
don't.
or repair dailies. That's what
They
that
don't.
is.
They don't.
It was a full Accord, and according to her, she
Ford
could
used
fit
to
it.
have some. They used to build cars with real steel. They don't build them with real steel
They
no
used
more.
to be built tough,
That's
not
true.
no more. Now you really do gotta fix or repair them daily. So stay out the way of them Fords. No.
Yeah, you better be glad they don't make them with real steel.
I'm
Man, I
just
work at a
saying.
car
I wish they
dealership.
did.
Okay, I seen all the
Stop being so
safety,
cheap.
all the safety videos.
Mm.
Them car, you
Look,
think
if
them
now,
heavy
now
cars
we
is not
all
as
these
safe as you
hypotheticals.
think?
Now, if he crashed while she in there, that's another lawsuit. That's
Oh my God.
Oh
That-
Lord. Oh no.
That's a whole bad visual right there.
Yeah, it is.
I thought that's what he said.
Well, they
I
ain't gonna pay
apologize.
him
I
'cause
thought
they
he
not
said
gonna
something
go
about
there.
like safety. He worked at a car dealership. He's seen all the bad videos.
No, he's
Monty
making it
said that.
sound like they don't. He said they don't make cars with that real steel anymore. I said because that's
Oh,
because
fair
the
enough.
cars
I
now are
apologize. Fair
safety
enough.
are more safe than the ones from back
Okay.
in the day too.
And then I jumped the gun on that one. My apologies.
Now Tony says she's trying to get
She's trying to
paid
get paid
when
she knows she's the
Go ahead,
problem.
read it.
Oh, it says she's trying to get paid when she knows she's the problem. Weight is a personal choice. We have plenty of information on health issues. Thanks, Tony O'Brien. I agree with you, sir.
I agree with
I feel like
I don't agree at all.
Me either.
I don't
I
agree
just
with
listen.
that. I'm
I just
sorry.
gave
Tony
us a
done stirred
list
the
of
pot.
Because
other
I feel
other.
like if I go, like say for instance, I'm going into somewhere and I know I'm not of the right weight. I can't get mad for somebody telling me, hey, we sorry we can't accept this because you may cause some harm to this. Like for parks, for instance, I can only use parks because they got height restrictions. Now I might be an okay weight, but height wise, I'm not able to get on all these rides, although I want to get on. They're like, no, you're too short. I'm gonna get mad and sue the whole park because I can't get on these rides. No, I'm gonna choose the rides that's appropriate for my height.
Come on now.
And she did. According to her, she chose the
not
ride. And that's why I said it's a slippery slope because she chose the ride that she felt was appropriate for her and that she could fit in. And yes, people do have weight issues, but we don't know why she's big, and that's us projecting. We cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like that's what's wrong with us now. We judge and we project and just say,
Right.
look at people outer appearance and be like, oh, they big, they need to just lose weight. It's not as easy for somebody else to just lose weight. We can't just say that. Like
We
can't do
listen
that.
and we
Sorry.
don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
No,
Bull
we
crap.
don't.
Bull crap.
Bull
We
crap.
judging.
Oh,
We judging
I'm
out
sorry,
here.
Brother Jackson. We listen and all we do is judge. Got it.
We judge. We judging.
I now remember where we were. I forgot where we were. So all we do is judge here.
Yeah,
We got an opinion.
Opinion.
We just stating our opinion. We don't know. We ain't talking about the girl like, girl, you just so fat, ABC. No, we're not saying that. We don't know your situation. But that
We don't.
man knew his car. Now, was he out of line and out of pocket? Absolutely. He could have said it differently. But maybe he knows his car well enough to know, like, hey, my car can't bear any more than a certain amount without calling you fat. Like, there's only so much he can say without it still not coming out like kind of shady. He knows
I
his car.
understand that.
She knows
I
her
understand
weight.
exactly
He knows
what you're
his car.
saying. Mhm.
So
I think
And
he
that's
was a
why he should have
foreigner,
kept
though.
going.
I
He should
think
have
he
kept
was a
going.
foreigner, though.
You should have never even stopped. If you
Tell
seen her,
him, sister. Tell him, sister. All
why
he had
did
to
you
hit was
stop? I
decline.
still common sense.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
get
it.
it. Decline the ride
Right,
and keep
common
it
sense.
moving.
That's
That's
it.
it, Keisha. I
Decline.
agree.
She don't
I
know
think
that's
he
her
was a
lift.
Well,
That
foreigner,
could have
though. I
been
don't
Keith
think he.
lift down the street.
I don't
Exactly.
think he could articulate what he needed to, though. He couldn't articulate it like what he could.
Go ahead, Keish.
Oh, there's one.
More people actually
Oh,
deal
my
with
bad.
obesity, and exercise doesn't necessarily help them. Studies show that is because of the preservatives
Come
in
on.
our food and the pesticides in our fruits and vegetables. The fat cells are too inflamed, and they said that makes their metabolism like you're trying to pour cheese puff balls out of a water bottle. Thanks,
Let's go, Aretha.
Woo!
Let's go, Aretha.
There you go, Aretha. Thank you.
Lace him up.
But you
Lace him
also
up. Now,
have the choice.
Mr. Jackson,
Your health
Aretha.
is a choice.
Aretha
You
had
have
something to
to
say.
choose the healthy
A
choices that you
nutritionist.
should be choosing for yourself. You shouldn't, if you know all of this, you know what's going inside of your metabolism is unhealthy for you, then you should choose to make the healthy choices yourself, to do the necessary work to lower your obesity and lower your fat cells or whatever else is causing you to gain all of this weight. It's your choice. You chose all
Right,
of
but
the food that you sat down and you put into your body. So
Jen,
it's
how do you
nobody
escape pesticides?
How you
I mean,
escape pesticides?
Tell me.
organic,
Apple cider
Hey, buy
vinegar.
organic,
Organic is
organic.
not the way that you escape
No.
pesticides. No,
Pesticides
ma'am.
don't just. Okay.
No,
How
Pesticides.
ma'am.
you
That's
escape
not the way you
pesticides?
escape
organic.
it.
These
No.
type of
Organic is not the
medications.
way. I'm sorry. I
No,
eat organic, and that's
pesticide
not
is
the
in
way.
the soil that gets sucked up into the root germ and then puts out to the stem, into the leaves, and into the actual whatever the product is.
But it
So
depends though, because if we're talking
detoxification.
about pesticides is what make you sick. Pesticides don't make you gain weight. Let's be honest here. What does
Pesticides can
pesticides do?
disrupt the body by introducing radicals
Oh
that
my
cause the body
God. We
to be
are coming up with
unstabilized.
all this stuff.
But now
Okay,
we getting
fine.
scientific.
My
We
God.
need to stay with the we
Hey,
need
we
to
off
stay with
topic
the facts
now.
here.
Yeah,
Are you
hold on.
telling
I'm
me
just arguing
Yeah,
with
because
different
listen,
Hold on.
opinion
at the end of the day,
Hold on.
opinions.
who cares how
Yeah.
she got that way? How she got that way don't matter. She was that way when she showed up.
that
He should have
part?
let her try to get in. He should have let her
Exactly.
try. That's the bottom
That's
line.
it. That's all we're
That's
saying.
all.
Because I would have
That's
known
all
that
we're
she trying
saying.
to set me up
You
for the
put your
okie doke.
ankle in the
She
car.
was
We're
trying
gonna
to
see.
set
We're
him
gonna
up
go
for the
from there.
okie doke.
Put your ankle in the car. We're gonna see. We're gonna go from there. If your ankle make my car go down, then you need to get out, ma'am. Cause just your ankle
Yeah,
gonna weigh about a good 75 by itself, baby.
you can't be that. You can't be that cold, Jen.
Go walk
She
them
said,
ankles
if
off,
your
baby.
ankle.
Go walk them ankles off, baby.
Oh
Them
Lord.
ankles. Go walk them ankles off. I
Go
mean,
ahead, Jen.
Now she said
Go ahead,
cankles.
Jen.
Come on,
I'm
Jen.
saying though, because at the end of the day, you're wrong. Okay, they have a TV show with 600 pounds people. People are choosing TV in ways to make money, even about themselves. Exactly.
Well,
If you're choosing to go on a TV show, you know you 600 pounds. There you go. Go get you some money right there. Boom. Don't sue the lift, man.
I think
the show.
She
I
sued the lift
watched the
because
show.
they
I've watched the
discriminated
show.
against her.
I've watched
I
the
think
show.
we've given her
The
a
show
thorough.
with Dr. Now, and Dr. Now don't play. Like he's a very funny man. He's a very funny man. He don't play with them big people. And so I watch it for encouragement, to make sure, because I've been on my big back season and trying to get myself back together. And
I don't want to hear no references to big backs.
Well, that's the new term these days. That they didn't put out there. They didn't put the big back term out there
or something. No?
This man said girthy.
I mean,
this man called me girthy.
He said big back, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they call it nowadays.
That's the wrong thing to say.
Yeah, they call it stuff big back now.
No, man.
But if you look at certain things that's going on in society, like Akila stated, she said Ozempic would work here. Now I think she's throwing a joke out with the Ozempic thing, the whole Ozempic phenomenon.
Why is Ozempic such a big joke? I don't get it.
Me either.
It's a weight loss thing.
Joke. Like they just turned
you
it
can
into
take
one.
Ozempic and I guess people using it for a dietary supplement to help you lose weight.
No, I know what it's for, but why is it such a joke? Like if people just turn anything
because
into
it's like legal. It's like legal methamphetamines.
It's crack.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
And they're
crack.
You don't eat.
The joke is that you can tell that the people that are using Ozempic,
I've heard what it does. I'm just saying, why is it turned it into such a joke? That's all.
Because they have a
I
look.
don't care what it does. It just returned it to
Right,
a joke.
because
what's the look, Keith?
Oh,
What's
it makes them look a certain way.
It's
What's
a
the
look.
look,
It
Keith?
make them look a certain way. Like you can usually tell when the people are on Ozempic, they all have the same equal look, like across the board. So that's what turned into
What
the
they look
joke.
like? I need to
like
look
this.
Crack.
What is it?
A crackhead.
The
They look like a crackhead.
showing.
It's not presentable.
The jawbone showing. You look like you on the track, man.
Hey, I didn't know. This is new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Wegovy,
because they lost weight.
Ozempic. There's two other ones that I've heard of, but I can't remember the names of them right now.
Right.
Sagittarius.
Hey, I was tempted, man. I was tempted to go get me some. I was itching. I was like, listen, I was gonna get me some of that Ozempic, boy. I said I need to get this big back off me. I was gonna get this big back off me. I was itching.
Sorry,
man, just eat some smoothies.
Man, and go work
Man, that's
out.
what I've been on, bro. I've been working out. I've been getting it in.
Well, I have not. I have not been working out. I have not been getting it in. Well, I have been getting it in, but
not the other way.
Look, I'm original Texan, man. I'm gonna tell you like this here. After a certain age, I don't need no 6-pack. I just need a real good back. That's it. That's so I can carry all my weight. That's all I need.
I feel you. I feel you.
Hey, they sell 4X shirts now. I don't know what y'all talking about.
5X, 6X. Ooh, that's too grown for me.
Hey, I think I admitted this to Monty before. I was like, I was starting out, I was getting way too big out of my clothes. So I'm like, man, I gotta do one or two things. I either got to buy a whole nother wardrobe, or I'm gonna have to start getting my stuff back in, man. Cause my suits wasn't hitting right, my shirts. Our teacher was telling me like, hey man, yeah, you're gonna have to go up on them shirts. You got to go to the XL. And, you can't fit these larges no more.
Man, I ain't seen a large since sophomore in high school.
You're like, you can't fit this stuff no more.
I can't even put a large on my left shoulder.
It's okay. You got to work at it.
In fact, when I say large, I feel sad.
Oh, don't feel sad. We're sending love.
And we don't.
How you make a heart, love?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm actually pretty, oh, thank you. Now that's nice. Y'all iPhone havers.
She said she'll give the doctor's name. Oh, Aretha, yes.
Plant your own garden.
Plant your own garden.
And you can start them in your house
That's
too.
right.
They show you on TikTok how to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start one. Pretty. I finally cut my backyard. I'm gonna start one pretty soon. I'm gonna start.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we talked about doing one too. Because
I'm doing.
Well, we're gonna have to. Y'all keep playing around. You might want to start soon, because
everybody should really.
I'm telling you,
start their own. Seriously,
yeah, start stacking up on what you need because it's about to go. We about to go there for sure.
Yeah,
$36 a case of eggs. You might want to get some chickens too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right, some chickens, a couple of men.
Okay, Mika. I mean, Patrick ain't the only one on here. Brother Monty, I'm on here.
I think you were making a comment about my weight.
Well, I'm just saying, Brother Monty looks well as well. I mean, like, shoot. I mean, I know I'm dabba. Hey, come on, the sister's beautiful. Yeah, Brother Jackson, what's that all about, sir?
Hey, Mika, a comment about me losing weight, man. It was about the comment of me losing weight.
Okay, I understand. So I guess I got to lose some weight to get a comment. All right, I'm working on it.
Oh, man, you was hilarious.
Keep working on it. Yep.
And 1 and 2. Anybody got some cheesecake? I'm just playing.
Hey, I like to eat though too, man. Like for real. Like I'm an eater.
Cheese sticks.
I'm an eater. That's why I have to really stand and like working out and kind of creating a regimen.
That's how you lose weight though, Patrick. That's how you lose weight.
You do eat. You're supposed to eat 6 meals a day.
You got to be willing to take an L when it comes to your meals. That's what a lot of people, they're not willing to take an L.
Discipline,
you know what
yes.
I mean? And that means eating something like
exactly. And every meal don't have to be a full course.
Right.
Just moderation.
For yourself, every meal should be a very full course.
No, not full. Every meal doesn't have to be full. A smoothie here, banana there. Little bites.
You might not believe this, but I try to eat vegan 3 times a week. Sincerely, like, after a certain age, like bowls of cereal just do something different to your body. I'm just saying. The Captain Crunch,
Oh yeah.
it crunch different when you.
Ooh, them Captain Crunch gonna hurt the top of
That
that
man
roof, the
said,
roof of that mouth.
Roof of that
They gonna
mouth.
shut all them gums up, huh?
I'm telling you.
"Hey, don't
I
it?
don't have
Don't it
that
though?"
problem. That
Man, I
Captain
ain't
Crunch be getting
cereal
tore
in
up though.
over 20-some years.
You got the teeth. You got some good teeth, cause the
I
them
mean, you know, they all right. They work well. I mean,
Leave that dairy alone. That's not good for the
I'm
body.
telling you, milk do not love me no
That's
more.
not
I'm
good.
glad
they got
I needed to
lactose.
let it
I'm
go.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
The whole world is lactose. We ain't supposed to be
You gotta,
drinking.
you gotta drink. You gotta
At
drink
all.
coconut
They
milk.
got oat
Coconut
milk.
And you
milk.
can
got
make your
everything.
own milk from
Almond
scratch.
Coconut milk.
Don't buy it out the store.
Go get your coconut
Right.
milk.
They got the machines on Amazon for like $60. I'm actually getting ready to buy
Yep.
one.
Sure, you can even make your own. You don't even need no machine.
Exactly. Just
I
a
just bought a
blender.
juicer.
No, I need the machine. It's worth $60 to make to buy the machine. Trust me.
What type of machine is it? You talking about what?
Where you can make nut
Make the
milks.
milk, the almond milk.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
we
milk.
used to make nut milks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's talking about yeah. I'm not doing it the hard. Yeah, I'm not going out beating rocks and hitting hammers
You
on
don't,
bricks
you don't
and
need all that beating rocks.
and
She said,
straining it through
don't be working that
old
hard to make no milk.
pantyhose and
All you need is some
and
cheesecloth, Monty. You don't need
filtering
That's
water and
it.
cheesecloth.
Some
You can get some
cheesecloth will do the
Hawaiian
same
Y'all can do
thing.
it that way.
You can get
I'm
that from
about to just drop
Walmart.
it in the
Come on
machine.
now.
Drop it in the machine.
Makes a
Come
difference.
back 2
I
minutes
don't even
later.
know if we
That's
talking
all.
about churning milk or
Making your own
sea
milk.
moss.
Where we get sea
You
moss
probably
from?
do you have a washing machine? Do you wash your clothes on a rock outside in the back? That's
Who?
what you're telling me to do with this milk.
No, I didn't.
That's
You can get on
funny.
Amazon.
That's
Hopefully
Get
it
on
funny.
ain't that. It's
Amazon for
not that hard.
$60.
I's got to wash my clothes, master. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
You got
don't
a
practice
tub.
yet, Jen. We ain't there
You got a
yet.
tub
Don't
in the
practice
backyard.
yet.
Don't practice at all, cause
No, don't practice.
we're not going there
Oh, she's okay, sis. Don't practice at all. You heard her.
at all.
Yeah, when
At
Jesus
all.
said, "Don't practice," she said, we ain't figure that into existence."
Right. I knew. I blocked that
She
immediately.
rebuke it.
I'm with you. That was a misspeak. I rescind that statement.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. Rocking with us all night long. We appreciate it, man. We're gonna have everybody go ahead and just tell her how they can get in touch with y'all, your social medias and stuff like that. We'll start with Monty.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram under Monty C. Wilson. And I got a couple other pages that I'm not gonna announce yet that I just started, but
let's go.
I'll let you know about those later as they grow.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, maybe if
brother.
you share, we can help them grow.
Period.
It
Right.
will help them grow. Thank you. You're gonna give me
Brother
some
Gray.
of that advice on washing dishes and stuff with rocks. And...
Yeah. I'm not on any platform, but you can find me at any local restaurant or vegan establishment. Okay. But no, I'm hoping to get something going here pretty soon, and as soon as I get it, I'll share it with y'all. But this has been very inspiring, and I love the dynamic because there's a lot of different voices, and I just want to say, I highly respect all of y'all. That it was very, very good, and I can't wait to do it again.
All right.
Keish.
Hey everyone, you can find me at Lakeisha.Michelle on IG. And tonight was a great topic. I enjoyed all the conversation, everyone. Thanks for sharing.
Waikisha.
Hello, I'm Waikisha Grant on Facebook. Also, Nashville Black Girls Tribe on Facebook. It's my Facebook group. Manifest Lux on Instagram. Get there.
Let's go. And last but not least, Jen.
I'm Jennifer. You can find me on Facebook at Persevering Jen. I haven't been on my IG in a while. I'm working on some things, but I'm about to get it popping again. So you can find me on IG at Persevering Jen as well. I'm working on my YouTube. You can find me on all platforms at Persevering Jen. Tap in with me. I also have a women's group for, like I said, interacting with the Lord. If you want to grow your relationship with God and you just want to be encouraged, in the Word of God, you can find me on Facebook at Persevere with Purpose for all the ladies. Tap in.
Let's go, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, PJ Game Changer, Patrick Jackson Jr. Also, make sure that you follow the show, the Game Changer Show, on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you go hit that YouTube page as well. Of course, appreciate all of y'all coming on, tuning in with us. We had a great time tonight. Hopefully, y'all continue to enjoy your week and your weekend. Love y'all. God bless.
Yes.